Good morning. Well, I've arrived at Heathrow Airport. My flight is cancelled. And I've arrived here ready for an international flight 3 hours before. So I've arrived at 6:50 for my 9:50 flight. They've now put me on a direct flight at 4:45 this afternoon. I've taken a little while before I was able to make this recording because my anxieties have gone through the roof. I was shaking, the phone wouldn't have stayed still. The poor lady at the ticketing desk could offer no help. So I'm stuck here now. Well, this is turning to be a little bit of a nightmare for me on my first trip back. The reason I started to make these, or wanted to make these, was because I wanted to show the support you could get, and I was hoping to sell a more positive story around the support you could get if you have a hidden disability through the airport, and the support that you get through the airport at Heathrow. Not so great so far. The greatest help has been a fantastic passenger who heard me on the phone to my wife, telling her the story, and helped me to get to the transportation that's brought me here to Terminal 5. I'm still 5 hours away from when I can check in for my BA flight, 8 hours away from when my flight actually leaves. So I've never really felt quite so bad. I think with the pandemic and everything in between, it's been a long time since I've had any kind of real autistic panic or meltdown. Today I really suffered with it. I'm quite stressed out, and for somebody who normally can try and take things in their stride, I'm really struggling and you know, feeling a little bit lost. Staff, they have been so helpful here in Terminal 5. They have allowed me to come through security and go and sit in the lounge. I think I'm lucky because I'm travelling business class. So, you know, lucky. I don't know what kind of support I'd have got if I'd have been travelling economy. I would like to hope that they would do the same thing, that they would at least let you get through and check in and all of that. But again, that's yet to be seen. But I got into security, so I'm allowed to go into the fast track, and wearing the lanyard did make a difference. The staff were really pleasant, really helpful, and allowed me to keep the lanyard on. So actually when I went through the system, that when it beeped and anybody came towards me, they asked if it was okay to approach and do the search, whereas normally you get them come straight at you, which is really nerve-wracking. So the one thing to note, there is never a customer service desk that you can go and see. Even here at Terminal 5, you couldn't go and see anybody, but the check-in desk staff, the support staff they had around, been fantastic, really helped me. So I'm here, I'm through. I'm now going to go and find the lounge and at least be able to sit in quiet for the next 6 hours. I've got my noise cancelling headphones. I'm going to put them on. I've got an audio book to listen to, so I'll go and do that now. I've managed to find a corner and slowly be able to return my brain to a functioning position. I look forward to actually getting on board my flight, but I do have nearly 5 hours before my flight leaves, so I'm able to sit, have something to eat, put my noise cancelling headphones on, and have a bit of a break and give my brain a bit of a rest. I have managed to take some tablets to help with my brain, my head, and they've had an effect as well, but it shouldn't come to the fact that I need to take medication to support this. It could have all been prevented had there been better communication, had there been better customer services. There's a long way to go for the industry to be classed as autism friendly, I would say, but hey, let's see what the rest of the journey's like. So finally, nearly 8 hours later than I should have, I've now boarded my flight, and it looks like it's going to be on time. We're on the flight. We have managed to follow people who were in the lounge who were heading this way, so we've done well to get here. We're on the flight. I can't go wrong now until I arrive in Newark, and then we'll see how we get on when we get off the other end. Well, good morning. First of all, apologies that I didn't get my arrival into Newark on the camera. My phone had died. But to say there was no support there, but luckily the aircraft pulled right up next to immigration. So I literally walked off the aircraft and was in immigration. Very quick through the airport, and then out into my car and to the hotel where the team then met me. So it's been fine up to them. I've just again started to hit the same problems. I've gone to do online check-in. It's allowed me to check in from Newark to Dublin. But I now was showing the same error message for my Dublin back to London Heathrow. I am super anxious now, really nervous. I've got a morning still of work with the team before I depart with a couple of them back to Newark Airport about 2 o'clock this afternoon. My flight is due to leave at 10 to 5, and I should be back in London Heathrow via Dublin by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning on Friday. Not a good omen if you believe in that, because tomorrow is clearly Friday the 13th. Well, welcome to my return trip. I've arrived at the airport. My colleagues brought me here and helped me get to the terminal. There was a lot of umming and ahhing and frowning, etc., and I began to panic even more. However, it does appear that both legs of my flight are on, so it does appear I will be returning. There is no support booked, and my lanyard didn't seem to attract much attention as it says it should, and I've been offered no support. I have come through security. It was exceptionally quiet. They were reasonably good, but didn't understand what my lanyard was. Said, what's that around your neck? Anxiety is through the roof, but that I think again is because of my experience coming this way. Didn't sleep much last night. I've arrived in Dublin. Staff on the aircraft were fantastic, have to say, but again, no support was awaiting me. They didn't know anything about needing support. One thing that I can say as an autistic individual is I've very much learned how to be reading signs to find where I need to go, because asking is something I'll never do. So as soon as they said I had no support, my anxieties were hugely raised. But I have to say, very clear signage here at Dublin. The connections, they've used the good old Irish green, and it is very much great signposting, and then the connections area is all the walls are green, everything, so you know exactly where you need to go. I found myself into the lounge, which was clearly signposted, not too far a walk, and now we just await our connection, which according to the board is on time also. So I have now reached my final destination. I've landed at London Heathrow, but this is the kind of scenario that really makes me anxious. So I'll show you around now. The baggage reclaim is exceptionally busy, but with no staff to help or ask or anything. So I'll show you around. Just wanted to really do some reflections on what it's been like to start travel again, and anything I've learned new maybe during this trip. So the one thing is, travel is definitely different post-pandemic still. The biggest lesson I've learned, and I didn't think I would ever want to do it, is actually wearing this lanyard has meant I've found it easier that people will approach when they think that I might be struggling, and the staff that you do interact with, and they do look at the lanyard, you do get a little bit more respect and a little bit more treated how I would want to be treated. I think things that have happened in the past, when you go through an airport, they're so busy, they don't want to take the time to give you great customer service. But with this on, I've received support, help when needed, and so I will continue to wear it, which has been a huge lesson to learn, and I would encourage others to wear them. The big other lesson that I've probably learned is that airlines, airports still got a long way to go in being able to pre-book support, and then once you pre-booked it, actually following you through and getting you the support. I've received no help, no support, and that's going to be a huge problem for autistic travellers, particularly those that do need more support perhaps than I do. I only can navigate airports because I've done it for quite a lot of my life, and therefore I've learned how to follow signs, read signs, take my time, stop, and I can get to places a little bit, but my anxieties are horrendous. I think post-pandemic they are probably twice what they were pre-pandemic. I've not felt well at times through the journey, but I have to ultimately be hugely proud of myself that I arrive at my destinations and I get through it. It is a traumatic experience, I'm not going to lie, but things can be done to make it better. I just think airports and airlines need to do a lot more.